Welcome to Mark Bajerski YouTube channel. If you don't know who I am, my name's Mark Bajerski and I've been a healer since how many years now? 15, 16 years. In the time that I was practicing, my first clients, I would predominantly read for and heal on a healing bed for round about between 5 and 7 daily, working Saturday and Sunday. I did this for a good 12 years, so just adding up them 12 years, and let's not forget all the days that I did a hell of a lot more sessions than that at night, working for my clients around the world. So even if we break that down and say there was tens of thousands, let's just say half of that. So let's just say I've got 5,000 clients on the really low side of things, about 5,000 clients. Within them 5,000 clients, when I gave up my work, most of them I still keep in touch with and say hello. Some of them fell out with me because I couldn't continue the work and they were slightly selfish, but that was okay. No problem, I get it. Anyway, the interesting thing is, over those years of working with clients and understanding the work that I was doing, primarily the work that I was doing was on a level of seeing beyond the beyond. You see, most people only see true nature as science. Most people see only true healing as science. Somebody in a white coat, somebody looking into a petri dish. Well, I never came to that place in my life at 38 years old with that understanding. I actually came to that place in my life where I was ill, sick. I was told by the very people that most people believe that what I had was going to stay with me forever. So if I was to listen to that mainstream medicine, that new kind of practice which people in white coats and people go into offices and squirt into petri dishes and do studies and non-studies and all of these things, and they tell you what health is and what you should and shouldn't do. Well, I followed that protocol. I went to the hospital regularly. My medical papers will show a big pile, and I probably swallowed more legal drugs than many people on this planet for them 38 years. I spent more time in emergency rooms. I spent most of my time at night screaming in pain, and it wasn't a pleasant life at all. And yet I was told by these people who you truly 100% believe that I would never ever be able to be cured, and they would continue to stick me on barium machines and stick things up my rectum and tell me I need to try this now, and stick their fingers up my bum and to check to see what else is wrong, and all the time they could never find what was wrong. They couldn't find anything. Drinking the goo and having photographs and everything, sticking pipes in my throat and cameras and nothing. And yet the following day I was in pain again. That was from about, I'd say 18, and prior to that I was only in pain. And I always remember my mum used to stroke my stomach, and I realised now she was a healer because she was the only one who could clear that pain away. I remember once when it really struck home. Prior to that I never really truly understood, but it struck home when I was on a coach going to Italy with my mum. My dad didn't want to come. He was a stubborn old mule, and he would only go to Poland, but never to go and visit my mum's side. That's the kind of guy he was. So I was going with my mum, and I can remember I must have been 6, 7, something like that. And this was kind of like the time that I really record certain things. And I could feel I was getting this pain. It was coming into my body again. Please bear in mind as well, my mum only knew what the doctors told her and what she read in the mainstream and listened to these doctors. So in her belief, what she was told was something that she would give to her children. I don't know if my sister got it or my other brothers, but I do remember from being a little boy, she would put every single morning into a glass 2 raw eggs and milk. And I had to drink that every morning because she was told by the doctors that that was the best thing for children. And anyway, you can see why all of this started. Plus the stress from my dad beatings. So being on this coach, I should have been excited, but this pain came back again. So I remember crying, and my mum, I went on my back like that, and my mum placed a hand on my stomach and closed her eyes and just moved her hand up and down my stomach. And within a space of 5 minutes, the pain had gone and I'd fallen asleep. I realised my mum was a healer. She didn't know she was a healer, but she was, just like most mums are healers. And most human beings are healers. So at 38, I had a hairdressing salon prior, and I had 3, 4, 5 staff, and me and my first wife were working, and a pair of scissors dropped. And the fear of them scissors dropping, I realised something was wrong with me, very wrong. And that pain kicked in as soon as the scissors dropped. My client left, and I said, "I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go to the hospital. I've got another attack." And I remember walking down the stairs thinking, I can't do this no more. So we sold the hairdressing business right away, and we got a mobile home, and we went to Italy. And I remember one of the things in this mobile home, pulling up outside a big space, and I'm like, it's coming, my pain's coming again, and I'm running around the this kind of gravel somewhere in between France and Italy, and I'm just running around, and tears are coming down my eyes because I'm getting ready for what's about to be what's called a chronic irritable bowel attack, irritable bowel syndrome. So I was running around trying to clear it, and the only way I could do it is try and burp and get rid of it any way I can, but the stress was coming, and I remember thinking, please God, may this go. Anyway, it didn't go, and I continued with the doctors throwing these tablets at me all the time, and life continued with this pain and suffering every night nearly. There were certain tablets I would take that, if I took them quick enough, sometimes helped, but mainly I'd have the attack 2 or 3 times a week. It was bad. It's a bad part of my life, and never really told anybody about it. Just, you get on with it, don't you? You just get on with it. But looking back, all them times of being in pain, all them hours, minutes, moments, just like, wow, how the body is resilient and how we cope with stuff. It's unreal. In fact, I watched a true story about Frida and realised, wow, some people are incredible. So one day came later on in life, and out of nowhere, this idea of moving to another country and leaving everything behind, the businesses that I owned, just walking away and selling up, leaving, we did. And we came to this magical mountain. And at that point, I was still having the injections. Just to skip forward and let you understand, the last attack I got here, I remember 2 doctors, male and female, from one of the local hospitals had come very quickly. And I remember I had no clothes on, because when you have the attack, if you understand what the kind of attack I had, you start to burn. Your body starts to burn. So you feel you're on fire and you just want to die, and you're screaming and you're shouting, and it's horrific. And I had a full-blown attack. And I remember the last time that happened was a doctor, the man stuck a needle up my bum, and I was out for 24 hours. Those 38 years of trusting the medical and the mainstream medicine had actually caused me more injury inside my body and more problems because of the medication than I dare to admit. A day came when somebody invited me somewhere to sell some bracelets, and coincidentally the bracelet, there was the only thing that we brought from the UK with us, which was a box of maybe 2,000 bracelets, and they were, funnily enough, they were magnetized hematites with cat's eye and different kind of crystals on them, really pretty, by a company called Regent House in Sheffield. And they were good sellers in England at that time, really good sellers. And the lady who invited me to her home was a lady who was looking at my jewellery at the time. So I believed that I was going to a home to sell jewellery to her and a few friends. She never told me anything of this. Please come, I've got some friends, I'd like to invite you. So I thought, okay, so I brought my jewellery with me that night. I went on my own. And a lot of people already know this story, and I won't share it with you, but that never happened. And I sat down, and everybody sat down, and everybody went, Om. Om. You can imagine how I freaked out. But she calmed me down, and then they all closed their eyes, and there was some gentle music like this, and some smelly stuff, incense. Just reminded me of being at church. And I closed my eyes for the first time in my life. Never closed my eyes during the day and done this. So I closed my eyes because everybody else closed. I didn't know why they were closing their eyes. I had no idea what this was. After 1 hour, I opened my eyes and went home, and I laughed with my wife then. She laughed. And the following week went by, and the phone rang, and the same lady invited me, and I said no. And my wife then said, please go. And I said, why? You've been a lot happier and a lot calmer. So I ended up going back again. That was the beginning of my spiritual awakening. But not just spiritual awakening. This isn't about religion. This isn't about craziness. This isn't about hugging trees. All of that, what you've been told, is one huge giant lie by the very corporations that programmed people as children to grow up to believe that people like that are insane, are crazy, are people that nobody wants to meet and talk to, when in actual fact that is the biggest lie in the world. And I realized that meeting people like this for the first time, I had a sense of calmness. There was no need to rush. There was no need to get stressed. Just, it's okay. And I remember giving these people a cuddle. Don't normally cuddle, but I gave these people a cuddle. these people aren't crazy. These people were talking about nature. These people were talking about sending healing to people on their time off. How many science people do that? How many science people hug trees? Or sit next to trees and just feel their energy? Because they're not hugging trees. They're receiving valuable information. Information from trees that heal, strengthen, and change your structure in a magnetic, wonderful electric way that strengthens you, that balances you, that no science can ever duplicate that. They were teaching me about what to eat and more specifically what not to eat. What science is throwing in your neck all the time, poisoning in your body all the time. They were saying, you don't need to do that. There's another way. There's a way that actually heals you. And I'm going, nah, 38 years, I've had all sorts from these guys in white coats. All these packets, nothing works. And they're smiling. They're all healers and they're all saying, you'll be fine. And I'm going, you mean I won't have a stomachache again? That's not true. You're all crazy, I'm saying. I'm going home thinking they're all nuts. You can't cure irritable bowel syndrome. The doctors told me, science tells me, it's on Google. You can never get rid of it. You can only manage it by science. And yet I was looking at them because they were all smiling. Like they knew something I didn't know. This intrigued me. And from that moment on, I started paying attention. I took this brainwashing that my school and that my doctors and all of those that told me this is the only way to live, only way to be healthy. I made a conscious decision that day and I said, look, I'm 38 years old. I've tried what you've asked me to do. So don't look at me as if I'm crazy. I did what you told me to do and nothing helped. In fact, if anything, I've got worse from all the side effects, aka causes of those tablets that you told me to put in my mouth. At my own risk. My fault, and I shall not do it again. So I cleared that away. Am I angry with them? No, I'm not. Because that's all I knew. But now here's a group of people who I'm starting to look at and think, they look really well. They don't look overweight. They look wonderful skin. I mean, my doctor was massive and spots and looked gross. These people look really young. This guy does yoga. This woman does health. This person here does herbs. And all of these people were and for the first time in my life, I was interested. First time. Never been interested in learning anything. But this was interesting. So from starting to understand these people and seeing that they walk the walk and talk the talk, they're not just saying it and you're thinking, you're full of rubbish. Look at you. You're talking rubbish. These people were really genuine, loving, kind, caring. And I was starting to feel better. So week after week, going to this circle, listening to this Om, started to become my new medication. Listening to Yana, listening to Jan, listening to all of these amazing people sharing stories of the most amazing healing roots, herbs, fruits, vegetables, seeds. The list went on. All nature. I'm like, this is amazing. There's another side to this, and the side of healing is very close to getting in touch with your body. Never been in touch with my body with chemicals, with poisons, because that's what they are, or let's call them legal drugs. If anything, they were making me even sicker and more disconnected. 38 years of proof. These people were smiling, saying, you're spiritually detoxing. And everything that they were saying, I'm like, whoa, I've never heard of any of these things. And go and sit by a tree, go to the sea, go into Mother Earth, Mother Nature, learn to breathe. And I'm like, what is all of this? Breathing? What do you mean breathing? I breathe every day. They're laughing. So today we're going to share with Mark how to breathe. So I learned how to breathe for the first time at 38 years old. You think Wim Hof is the new guy who talks about breathing? This has been going on for centuries. I learned to breathe 16 years ago with just a group of people who kept hold of real truth, real healing, ancient wisdom, as the Don Tolmans talk about, the golden nuggets of truth. So here am I. Skip forward, I'm a healer. Today, I share my truth, all that I've learned from shamans, healers, like these beautiful people. Many amazing people with no names, just gifts of sharing. And I learned one thing. Every time somebody that I met in a certain place around the world who was just extra knowledgeable about Mother Earth and everything that she had, meeting people who were just a little bit more attuned to life than people who were just programmed. Something exceptional happens. A feeling so overwhelming of truth enters you. It's incredible. The first time in my life I've met people that blew me away. Never had that before in my life. Why? Because I was in the rat race, chasing my tail like a dog, trying to take medicine for my sadness and illness and sickness that I kept feeding from every day in a supermarket that feeds illness. And here am I with a group of people eating raw food, eating vegetables, and even the cakes were vegan. What's that cream? Really? It's from a nut? Wow. What's that? That's really? Wow, it tastes really good. So we now move forward, and I'm sat here in front of you. I was told at about 30 years old, that I would never ever live without irritable bowel syndrome. I'm 53 now. I haven't had an attack since the last needle that went into my bum, and I started going to see these people. I started to heal, learn to heal, learn to eat correctly, learn to listen to my body, and most of all, learn to love life, appreciate it, and follow happiness. I have never had an attack since, and I guess the only thing that frightens me is if I ever have to go into a hospital because something happens to me and they try and put those terrible, terrible things into my mouth called antibiotics. Because I know if I was to take some of them, my irritable bowel syndrome will come back again. So I stay healthy, look after myself. I found out ways and means, if there's ever something happening in my body or outside of my body, to look for nature's way. There was a point where I had an ear infection, and the wonderful Don Tolman said, food grade. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I'm just thinking, I was panicking. And he said, don't panic, Mark. I mean, I was nearly like ready to cry because I'm thinking, oh my God, what am I going to do? It means I have to have these antibiotics. He says, don't panic, it's okay, just relax. So I went and hunted it. And it's hydrogen peroxide, food grade. And he said, now mix it. So I mixed it to 3%. And I put it in my ear, poured some in my ear, just for a few seconds, and I could hear it fizzling. And then squirted it out, and then poured some normal water in, squirted it out. And in 2 days it was gone. No need for any of that poison medication. Thank you, Don, I said. Today I can tell you that I have not suffered from an attack of irritable bowel syndrome from that day, which I believe was about, I could be wrong, but roughly a year after coming here. It took me about, I was here for a while before I went to the healing circle, which I found out it was a healing circle in the end. And I've never had an attack since. So am I cured from irritable bowel syndrome? Yes, I am. Can I say I'm cured from irritable bowel syndrome? No, I can't. I can't publicly say that as a statement because I will be prosecuted and I would be in deep trouble with this diabolical, disgraceful, criminal system that calls itself for the good of mankind, health and well-being, named the medical industry. Since that moment, I started down the path of naturally becoming more inquisitive, not only in the side of true life and what we're all missing, which is called our path. So the question was, why are we here? What is our purpose? For the first time in my life, I could literally smell the roses. I could smell the jasmine. I could smell this beautiful smell as I'm walking on this path. It's like I know I'm going in the right direction. It's the only way I could describe it. The feeling I had inside was like the most beautiful smell. Just sitting next to a bush full of jasmine. That smell that you get, it felt like that. I found my path. What I was going to do was not clear, but I knew that this is what I want. So my inquisitive side, my nature of wanting to know, started leading me down the path of, why do you close your eyes? What are you doing when you're closing your eyes? What do you mean you're sending healing to somebody? And things started happening to me that I can only describe as there are no words. You have to go through it and feel it. And you only know when you're with somebody who's experienced that, because you know they do the work. They've been through it. They've felt that experience. So you don't really need to say much, because you know when somebody's on that beautiful path. Most people are not. 99% of people are not on that path, I'm afraid to say. And you speak to them, and it's like speaking to somebody who's just a robot who talks about eating, drinking, sleeping, working, the next door neighbour, all the mundane things that you realise is only there to keep you suppressed in a world which is just an illusion and isn't real. So when you feel what you've felt from this path, there's no going back. And some people say, I'm awakened, but they don't really know what awakened means. They don't really know what it means to be aware. They don't know what it means to feel the presence of spirit, of that higher energy around us, that connection to what I believe is our home world. But that's another story, and that's, most of the people have gone now because they just can't cope, or they just think it's crazy. And yet, if you only knew the power that is within you and that resides within you to heal yourself without any need to knock on a doctor's door, any need to walk into a hospital. As Don Tolman said, 98% of the medical industry is not needed to this day. 2% yes. Accidents, broken bones, that's what they're there for. Amazing people doing amazing work. But it's all got so messy in that business, $1 trillion business. And all you need to do is look around and see the world is sick and getting sicker. So I'm blessed in a sense, but I'm also cursed. The blessing is that I have never been healthier in my life. I don't have irritable bowel syndrome. It's gone. I don't have a corroded back like they said I had, and I would have to take medication. It's gone. How can that be? How can that be? You see, that's the blessing, because I know you can heal yourself of any disease. But here's the curse. Most people don't want to know. They've bought into what they've been told. In fact, they take care of it. They nurture it. They actually put badges on themselves and hold cups up to say, I'm this illness, I'm that illness. No, you're not that illness. No, you're not sick. That's my curse, because what I see. But in these 15 years, on a daily basis, with the thousands of clients that I had who healed themselves of illness through 1 hour healing session, who learned to understand their body for the first time, who brought inner peace inside their mind that healed them from what they believed was depression, or sleepless nights, or migraines, or all sorts of their belief in their label that they are. That's gone. But I can't say that, because I'd be deemed, the bully doesn't like when you're stealing its business. So it's going to fight back and call you and say that you're dangerous. So I'm dangerous to them. Just like Dr. Brzezinski, dangerous. Yet he's cured more cancer than anybody in the world, than any corporation pushing out drugs and what have you. The curse is knowing that there is cure in Mother Earth that can never be used because there's no profit in it. And there are many people out there who are now starting to smile in this moment of feeling the pain, because there is no answer with mainstream white coats and hospitals. Many people now are screaming, saying they can't do anything for me. They're going into these hospitals with new illnesses, new sicknesses now, like never before. It's horrendous if you knew how bad it was. And they go in and they just say, oh, we don't know. Or, take this. You must have this. There must be this wrong with you. No, that's not what's wrong with me, mate. Oh, well, we don't know what to do. No, you don't. That's right. And you're going to hear this more and more every day. Every minute, every hour, every day, more and more people are getting sick and sick and sick. And the devil's greatest trick is to blame the good people. So we're going to be targeted, just like they did centuries ago. When they hunted, they called them witches. They were actually healers of the world through plants and nature and roots and flowers and fruits and vegetables and all of those herbs. That really is the cure for our body. They were all killed because they were dangerous, because these people only want to hold the power of this illusion of healing people. I've learned to distance myself from all of that, and I've learned very quickly that the most dangerous thing in the world to do is jump to conclusions and ask somebody in a white coat what to do. I've learned to study myself. I've learned to research and look into Mother Earth's healing ability. And I've never been let down. I've seen miracles happen, which are not miracles. It's just the body's deficiency of something that you didn't eat or something toxic that you did eat. And it's pretty simple when you understand what dis-ease is and what true illness really is, what mucus is and how to keep the pipes clean, and how simple it is really. But then the complication comes when we believe in the white coats, those who throw things at us to be patient, be patient, be patient. You're my patient, so be patient. Here, take another one, take another one, take another one. Oh, it's not working, try that one. It's not working, try that one. Oh, you're not well because of that now. Oh, try this one, we've got medication. What about, oh, you're sick because of that now. Oh, try that one. Yeah, could it be that you're sick and you're ill with everything because of all I'm just throwing at you? But they can't say that. Even though so many of them are now leaving that profession and turning to real healing. Did you know that thousands of nurses and doctors are leaving the profession every single moment now? Oh yeah, thousands. There's a reason for it. Because that industry has been hijacked. It is no longer filled with helping and healing people. In fact, if anything, it's the opposite. But you already know that. Walk your path of truth. Walk your path of healing. Walk your path of enlightenment. Walk your path of happiness. And find things that make you happy. Do things that give you joy inside your heart. Give yourself time. Respect yourself. You deserve it. Relax. Rest. Treat your body with all of Mother Earth's offerings of fruit and vegetables. Drink her natural spring water and watch yourself heal. Step back when you walk into a supermarket for the first time in your life and you see the shelves and you realize there is no food on any of those shelves. It is a very downhearted feeling. It's a sick feeling, and you never walk back in again. It's the truth. There is no food in there. It's all contaminated. It's all poison. I know it sounds harsh, But if you really truly want to heal, if you really truly want to feel good, if you want to cure yourself from being angry, being ill, being sick, being emotionally messed up, knee-jerking, reacting in awful ways, just being not you, being unbalanced, then take a leaf out of my book. Start to heal naturally. Look for natural healing. Look towards Mother Earth to heal you. You will not be let down. Look towards the healers of the world. Go and study about herbs. Go and study about plants. Go and study about roots, and you will change your life. Because for the first time ever, you will then know what real healing is. And that has been suppressed from all of us by these damn right, evil, satanic, nasty corporations. You know who I'm talking about. If there is one thing we know now, the world is and has no option but to awaken because of the suffering. And hopefully they will open their eyes because they've chose to blind themselves rather than actually say, I've been duped all my life like I did for 38 years. But it's great when you realise what real truth is and healing. Have a great day, guys. Thank you so much for going to markbajerski.com and buying your genuine, authentic, organic, natural oils that heal and clear away all of the nastiness of the pains and the sufferings, which it does. Natural always heals. Thank you for buying incense that I work with, all natural, organic, that cleanse and clear the negative energy around you, which is always there, which most people don't even realize. And thank you so much for buying your crystals, which are genuine, authentic, which I loved working on, and I hope you feel their energy of healing too, as most of my clients around the world do. Have an amazing day. Love you all. Take care.